गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो नमाम्यहम्। आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भयनाशनं तुष्यतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं। वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम्। गोष्पदीकृतवारीशं मशकीकृतराक्षसम् रामायण महामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम्। अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। Hanuman, they have seen everything, what has all happened. I have found her, she who has been sought by countless apes in every direction on the earth. That lady I have found. She is crushed by her separation from him, and I must do something to console her. Her face is like the full moon. She is somebody who has never known sorrow in her life before. And she is now distraught by depression, and she sees no end to her suffering. And I have to do something. I shall do my best. Whatever I can, I should do to pacify her. He's thinking. If I go away without doing this, if I go away without bringing consolation to this lady, then I would be doing a great wrong. For if I go away without, who knows? She may take her life. She is about to take her life. And it's also right that when I go back, I have to reassure him. He, your mighty arm in the face of full moon, who longs to see Sita. For that I have to talk to her. But how do I talk to her in front of the Rakshasis? I cannot do that. But then how should I proceed? I am in a fix. If I do not bring her some reassurance in the short time ahead, she will without a doubt take her life. And if I return without talking to her, and if Rama should ask me, what message did Sita have for me? What did I tell him? Did he ask me, what message did Sita have for me? If I go back in all haste without any message from Sita, angry Rama might burn me up with his blazing eyes. I must speak to her. I shall wait here. I shall wait here, and when I get an opportunity, when the Rakshasis are not that vigilant or are asleep totally, I shall quietly soften the anguish of her who is deluged with grief. But how am I to do it? Tvatiranuscaiva vanarascha visheshatah samchora harishyami manushimiha sanskritam. I am extremely small. He's taken a small shape. I am extremely small. and I am a monkey to boot. I have to speak to her. How should I speak to her? I shall speak in Sanskrit. I shall speak in Sanskrit, the language of men. The Rakshasis may not understand.
How sweet.
But then, yadi vacham pradasyami dvijatirva sanskritam ravanam manyamanamam sita bhita bhavishyati vanarasya visheshena katam syadaru bhashanam. But if I do that and I speak in the language of the twice born, she may think that I am Ravana. She might be terrified, taking me for Ravana. Sita bhita bhavishyati. Besides, how could she believe a monkey who is talking Sanskrit? The language of men. How can ape? How can an ape be talking all this? But there is no option. I must speak intelligently like a man. And I cannot console this blameless lady in any other way. But looking at me and hearing me speak, if she suddenly I speak in front of her and speak to her, this lady will be seized by a paroxysm of fear. And in a terror, she is already frightened by the threats of all the Rakshasis, and I also jump in, start speaking to her. She may take me for Ravana, who can take any form at will, and she may scream. She may cry in a frenzy, she may raise an alarm, and the Rakshasis will get up, they will shout, Rakshas will come, they will see me, they will all start attacking me. They will try to capture me, they will try to kill me. It's not a big problem, I can annihilate all these Rakshasas. But I have to reach the ocean also. I have to get back. And then after all this, Sita would remain ignorant of my purpose, who I am, my purpose of visit. She wouldn't know. And these Rakshasas may kill her also after that. And if all this should happen, then the entire enterprise of Rama and Sugriva will be waste. It will be pointless. And if I am captured or taken, if I am killed or captured, I can't see any other Vanara, anybody else from our side who can do this. I mean, they can't come now and do this entire thing. They can't even cross. I can easily kill all thousands of these Rakshas, but then I can't lose this all. I have to get back. And battle issue is always uncertain. If there is a battle, we cannot say what will be the outcome. And I would, at this point in time, I would prefer to avoid such an uncertainty. If there is a doubt in some matter, no wise man should engage himself unthinkingly in that affair. Now this is the issue. If I do not speak to Vaidehi, she might take her life. If I speak to her, then all these great evils might result. Objectives which are as good as gained might be frustrated by a foolish envoy who chooses the wrong time or place to do something. Even a sound enterprise which is embarked after careful consideration of pros and cons might be ruined and envoys who flatter themselves that they are wise, usually they mismanage the affairs. Leave it to me. But then I have to I must not show myself lacking in intelligence. I have to proceed and my purpose should not fail. The crossing of the sea should not be in vain. And I must ensure, what I have to do is I have to ensure that Sita hears me out without panicking. She should not panic, first thing. And she should hear me. This is what I have to achieve. He pondered over this for long and he decided. She is always absorbed in the thoughts of Rama. So if I sing the praises of Rama flawless, the foremost of Ikshvakus, if I speak the praises of Rama, flawless deeds, she shall not be frightened. So I shall speak. Words of Dharma. Of Rama, the self-realized, the foremost of Ikshvakus. And I shall convey the whole thing in words that fall pleasantly on the ear. I shall put everything in such a way that she gives heed to what I say. And the great soul Hanuman, looking at her, the spouse of the Lord of the world, looking at her from his perch in the tree, he spoke to her these sweet and flawless words, after having looked at the matter from every point of view.